Sup shooters, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to SP Reviews, where today we're going to be checking out the remainder of an album by an artist named Quadroon, who I've checked out a few times during my time as a music reviewer, and we're going to be looking at the remainder of the album Robe, because I've already checked out the tracks Spectrum and Old EAD. And if we switch over to here, we're going to be listening to the rest. We're going to start with Is This FKJ? We're going to listen to that and Baby I Dig You, Messing with Cupid, Waiting, and Hendrix. And we are going to hear what we think. I never know what I'm going to get with this guy, so this should be exciting. Oh, what a beautiful flute.
Well, here we are so far.
Sorry. My headphones gave me a fright. It's just that it was mixed so loudly that I was like, and not in a bad way, don't get me wrong. It's just the loudness took me for a moment. I was like, this is so smooth and fascinating that when he came in with that talking, I was like, I got a bit of a fright, you know? We'll start from about the 34-second mark. Here we go. That got me.
Here we are so far. Here we are so small. Not much I could say, but I know what I saw.
That's good mastering, by the way. The fact that there is that dynamic range whilst being loud enough that that's sitting on my headphones. That's brilliant.
Speak for us all. Think I need a withdrawal. Overwhelm my big thoughts. Sometimes I sit crisscross to my knees, hurt, bumping hip hop like my job. With a mean smirk. I don't need work. I got you in this verse. In this booth. At my best and my worst. I don't stress, I just smoke. No, I'm the best, it ain't hope. No, I'm the best, it ain't hope. Well, like when it comes to the plug, nobody realer. Language, the drug, I'm the dealer.
It's stunning how well he's like keeping my attention with his minimalist kind of approach. You got that kind of flute, and then you got the kind of the taiko drum going in, and then his vocals.
Will kill you. I ain't got a problem unless you want one. Do you feel me? I feel you. It might kill me, kill you. It's a chance you could take, will you? Just
that percussion has a nice groove to it.
It is cat to yield the mic and spill the rap. I reel back this pipe. I'm ready to hit a track. The crisp cash I like. I'm ready to get a stack. Chris Paul, I'm nice. Hopped over your thick ass like a thin wall of ice. I'm that smooth. She looking like she need a hand, and I'm that dude. How can I help you? Let me give you a little bit of advice. As long as your sanity lays at the rest, then goddamn it'd be the best. No Adam, but we've confessed. Oh shadow, won't you give it the rest? Cause it's all in my head.
Oh my goodness, that bass came in like a bullet, it's... This is a very...
It's all in my head.
Like...
Not a title to break. Not an ounce on my chest, cause it's all in my head. It's all in my head, all in my head. This is all in my breath. This is all in my step. It's all in my dreams. I'ma give it your rest. Cause it's all in my head, all in my head.
It's a little bit overwhelming,
All in my head. This is all in my
but I like it.
This is all in my head. This is all in my
He does sound like he's in his own head at the moment.
This is all in my head.
Though those repeats, those little delays and stuff like that, those echoes, all around the stereo field.
This is all in my head.
With that really luscious
Putting on on a show.
brilliant pad.
Ribbon on a bow.
All
Not a
that
minute
kind
left
of
to know.
mookish
Stays
synth.
at home.
Lots of reverb on
Living
it.
this-
Soft around the
Hold up,
edges.
hold up. So unprofessional, but I can't forget the fact that we come from testicles and look like walking vegetables at festivals. If you hungry and walk down the streets,
Shit. We come from testicles and look like walking vegetables. That there is one of my most favorite lines. That there.
you're gonna
That's
see what's
the kind of
edible.
creativity we have
Judge
from
me and walk
Quadroon.
down the streets. You'll see what's credible, incredible.
That was tight.
The sun is shining down on my feet. Oh, sir. I can feel my individual and my mineral at my funeral. Before the minute goes, I hope these humans know the best thing you can do is let go. It's all in my head. It's all in my head. Got a vital to break. Not an ounce on my chest, cause it's all in my head. It's all in my head. All in my head. This is all in my breath. This is all in my step. It's all in my dreams. I'ma give it your rest. Cause it's all in my head. All in my head. This is 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 all in my head. All in my head. This is 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 all in my head.
The thing is, I don't know what's all in his head. Are these the thoughts that he has about things, his comments on humankind? Is he sort of like a higher sort of level of pseudo-intellectualism involved here? Is he talking about the race as a whole? Is he talking about his ability to communicate? I have so many questions about Quadroon from this song, Is It FKJ? He manages to make it all about his vocals whilst keeping the music as kind of like a side bitch. But the side bitch gives a listener more love than anyone. You know, it's crazy. I never have a dull time with Quadroon's music. Never. I just never know what's going to happen, and that's potentially the most beautiful thing about it. Baby, I Dig You, number 2 of 5. How many hip-hop artists do you know that write music like this? You tell me. You tell me in the comments. Like, just listen. How do you make this? How do you come up with this idea? Where does it come from? What do you have to have gone through in order to consider this to be a way to start a song? I love it. It's just so different. Okay, I'm more familiar with this.
Dismember my sleeve, but I proceed. We face facts, but I believe we can embrace that.
Like, even those little delays, like the kind of the 16th note groove there is just so sublime. Just the swagger in general, just the viscosity of it. There's so many layers to it, but it seems so sort of like edible at the same time. I don't even know, man. Looking around like we're fucked, but we get right on the cusp. That's why there is love. That's why the one is us. Let's collectively construct space up on our spine, consume air in our lungs and empty out our minds. Baby, God miss you. Baby, God miss you. Like, this is a hook. This is a hook. It's so anticlimactic, but it's so appropriate. It's just juxtapositions for days, man. I'm in love with that kick. That kick in 08 is just... I'm sitting smoking weed through the desolate dark. Mind in circulation, rotation like a record. Plenty thought forms passing, I watch them like the Lakers. Concentrated on the conscious contemplation of this godforsaken source. The force behind
how my mental oscillation begun amazing. It's unexplainable. The house of the creative, dedicated to take yourself through a journey. Second thing unspeakable, preaching, think unteachable, tasting, think unreachable. No obstacle can deter me. You heard me? My soul been stirring for a minute, feeling like a prisoner in this prism of difference. Took a step back and then I saw how I got lost in it. That's fucked, dog. What's the cost of it? Cracked love. Damn. Oh yeah.
Hey, tempo change.
Take some time now. Take a time out. We gon' ride out. Let's get high now. Colombian coffee, South American spliff. Macho Pacho with the voice activation. I sit along a brick wall. My kicks are muddy, the beat straight butter, but my flow so rugged I keep it low key. Toe touching capiche. I don't fuck with no beef. The lone soldier pushing love in the streets. Merciful contemplation, internal conversations. This is what it's like when you awaken the dream. Loosen my thoughts, stupid they cots. They shooting they shots, but missing the point. I guess pigs must oink. I put one in.
Shooting the shots were missing the point. The pigs must oink.
The air for my brothers you've been there, and pour out 2 shots for the brothers who've been dropped lost. Souls follow the road unpaved. We've been through so much pain, but our spirit unscathed. I said souls follow the road unpaved. We've been through so much pain, but our spirit unscathed. Yeah, remember when we was in the room, in our room? Now we got broomsticks that go vroom. I can turn any dirty rug into a magic carpet. The magic words are yes, please, and thank you. Sip of this cake, easy as pie. What do you know? I ordered a steak. They served me beef with oregano. Of course, a mistake. It's just a challenge to be better. So I served them back a verse colder than Yeti Soul. So incredible and unforgettable. No wonder wherever we go, we just gonna let them know. Only settle for gold. Open the keg and we blow. Just like we do with some coke. Only my friends really know. Hope is a good petty joke. Go with the flow. Don't suppose. Yo. Don't listen to me, listen to you. You are the proof, the truth is the who. That's the challenge we've been handed. Turn on the turbos, allow the spliff to burn slow. A sure shots, a turn off, I learn not, a Virgo.
I try to talk more during reviews, because otherwise you're just watching some guy vibe to a song. But I have to also try and figure out what Quadroon is talking about. And the amount of the metaphors and the wordplay and the imagery and the story being told and just trying to understand it. Like, simultaneously, Quadroon is one of the best storytellers I know in this genre, but he's also one of the most mysterious. And at no point does that mysterious sort of, that mystery seem pretentious. I have a lot of appreciation for that.
Working for handfuls, burning God's candles. Prayers, purpose, intention, meditate on this message. A better day is a blessing. Thank the thankful. A broken mind, 2 blends bind from the spine. I was coming off the top, oh shit, the T.O.P. sometimes, but I can't go. For every veil that fails, another entail. Sales, and trail rails, smoking.
Like, what is he saying there? It's so fucking good, but I'm trying to keep up with it. I'm trying to keep up with what he's doing. Just the way he rhymed those words and used sibilants and he basically played around with the English language, you know, or sales, like, you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Rebel, struggle to settle on rubble. I tumble like stones as they skip on a puddle. Plenty pedal, but don't go anywhere. As the kettle crumbles, a set of subtle skews will suggest one could lose what they consider best. It's very weird, but barely fair. What you may be here is crazy. We're in this together like changing gears, like homies who gather around with a case of beers. You can taste the cheers underlying all your wasted peers. Listen, it's very clear. Oh shit. Oh man.
I think what I need to do at some point is, like, you know, when I'm checking out Quadroon stuff, I need to actually somehow get his lyrics and go through each line and then like take a break in the middle of the video and then kind of like put my reading glasses on, which is another set on top of this, and go through each line and try and figure out the meaning of each of the different sentences, because there's so much content involved in that 5 minutes. And I know 5 minutes is a very... This is messing with Keeper, by the way. Like, I know that 5.5 minutes is quite a long time for like hip hop and rap, but at the same time, it's just so much content. Excuse me for a minute. Yeah, I didn't want to cough in the middle of a song.
Sit down, be there soon. Nowhere else. Look down, you can see the moon. Look up, it's always there. My heart's a casket, it's been killed. Got a passion for the real. My soul been trapped in an ordeal. Split like factions for a deal. My eyes are popping like some pills. When she walked on by, my mind was talking like some mom. So for a glass of wine, you feel so fine, sent chills down my spine. I would do anything to call you mine. And then I saw you again at the beach. We communicated with no speech. Contact through eyesight, they lock on and drop off. The moment we acknowledge that we caught onto each other, not long before we conversing like all-star. Immersed in the summer, intern got a number. Gave her mine for safety. She calls me first. She'll be like my last lady. Now, wouldn't it be?
Call me first, me or last lady. Like, I understand what this one is about. I've caught up with this one. So that's a plus. That guitar riff is really nice, and I'm digging how those kind of the drum beats, the rhythms there with the percussion in each verse section are just a little bit anticipated.
Here we are, who would have thought? 2 years, few tears, blood was shed from the start. We persevered, let your fear flipped it right on his head.
Yeah, like they're like on, you know, like 16th notes are counted 1E and 1E, so it's on the E of that, so it's not exactly on that first beat. Kind of a staggered kind of placement there is kind of keeps it interesting. Kind of sounds like a human trying to make his way through his own emotions to figure out if he vibes with another person.
Left the love in the bed, could have been stressed out instead, but we doing the best we can. Step out of the house with a
kind of sounds a little bit awkward, which sounds like literally the opposite of what the entire performance I'm getting from Quadroon.
Each other learn together, in turn we better. Through struggles we endeavored, we valued our troubles equally with our pleasure. No measure can test that, I never confess that. I almost let you go, but I'll never forget that. I almost did, like a hopeless pig, I almost fucking quit. I'm so glad I did it. Never forget that.
Alright. He almost screwed it up, but then he didn't. So it worked out okay in the end, right? But I don't even know if he's talking about someone else or something else he was in, like a project or something that's sort of, you know, I mean, there's...
Just like we supposed to. Just like I told you. I know you. I know we will. I know you. I know we know you.
Quarantine. I can't, what is that sample? It just blows my mind, dude. He's just playing at this point in time. He's just having a good time.
Where do I go? Who can I ask for glass?
Waiting.
My G. Who can I bother for the time? Who can I bother for the time? I need to be somewhere, some scared, but I come prepared. Not a minute to waste, not a love to fair. Not a minute I chase my tongue, I tear when I spit from this place in my gut. I fear, like just.
I like the placement of those kind of claps, those rim shots. It's nice to hear it not just on the 2 and the 4. It's nice to hear him sort of playing with those 16th note kind of patterns and being a bit more playful with the phrasing there.
Is my life right here? Oh my dear, where are we floating? I don't know, but I know that we rowing wherever we take this boat in the ocean that we float in. With all the commotion, like no shit, they don't shut up. Could really use a weapon, one more word out of you and get your tongue cut. So my tongue tucked and my voice hollow, with my gun clutched. My choice follows. Picked up some palo sign, hit it quick like King Tut, son. I ain't have a choice to begin it with. What do I say? Where'd I go? Who can I ask for glass? I need a seat, my G. Who can I bother for the time? I need a babe. Who can I bother for the time? I need a babe. Somewhere far from here, they like, are you feeling fine? No,
I got a lot of love and appreciation for how Quadroon's music, the main sort of musical ideas are established throughout the songs and carried. Literally, my impression of how Quadroon approaches this is that it's just to provide an atmosphere to tell a story with. It is, again, it is a side piece. It's there saying, right, Quadroon, you're in the middle of the room. The rest of us are just going to support you. You tell your story. It's very, it's almost sort of a, I know cinematic is obviously very visual. It's like a soundtrack for a movie or something like that, where he's the main character delivering a musical monologue, and it's nice to hear something a bit more theatrical. Some of the music is a little experimental, but I think that's exactly what you need in this day and age.
Cause it's hard to relate. Scars on my arms, blown shards from the fragment of fate. Don't matter the moment, I just grab it with grace. But great, when you could be the game, like you could beat the game and not even play it at all. Only thing I hate, how fame taints the players. At the end of the day, I'm just another round sayer, waiting for the world to change like Tom Maker. Yeah, waiting on the world to change. Station on the globe like states just stating. I think this world is exactly what we make it. Our creation, the Matrix. Waiting.
What was that last part? What is what we make a creation of the Matrix? Waiting. You see what I mean? That just gives you something to think about for the rest of the day, doesn't it? That one song, and if you take this album all at once, it's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing stuff. Hendrix isn't the last one. It's cool to hear some sort of bluesy guitar harmonies going on here. Makes perfect sense.
Type shit under that phone. I live like this. I live.
Like head up in the chest. Never gon' confess that I've been against the rest. But I did. Stepped up to this test. With stress and intellect. Been clever since my death. And so I live like this. I live like this. Oh my God, come get this. The time is the timeless. Well, running the game, going the young and gunning for fame. I'm Justin, love with the name. I got the fucking cold brain ready to burst. You huddled in shame, ain't need to tell you first. I already know you're the worst. Like, ready we hurt, pulling roses.
This music is very unnerving. There's a lot of tension, like a little bit of edginess involved. It's kind of sort of forcing me to try and be empathetic just to try and make sense of it on that emotional level.
Got them pulling out they purse for a rhyme. I keep my poker face straight while I smirk on the side. Feels like murder sometimes, but who am I to say? Serve them like burgers and fries with the side of lemonade. Oh yeah, you bet. I turned it, flipped it. Words in the verse unrehearsed before I spit it or I spit it. Ain't worry about a motherfucking image. Just look at this ashtray up on my head. Middle fingers up to the feds with your bitch on my lap. Quadroon tatted on a motherfucking leg. Head up in my chest. Never gonna confess that I bet against the rest, but I did. Stepped up to the test with stress and intellect.
That is a very unusual sort of like modulation going on there, eh, with the vocals.
So I live like like this, like this, like this, like this, so I live like this, oh my God, come get this, the time is the time, say.
Is it like the concept of Jimi Hendrix coming back and still surviving today in the form of his music and stuff like that? Is it the idea that like once the person dies, their sort of contribution to the world lives on and influences people after that and it never really goes away? Maybe. That's the most I can make of that. I'm still catching up with this SFK. Wow, dude. Oh, it's getting very... There's a bit of a rumble with this, isn't it? Oh. That was Robe by Quadroon. That was the album that I listened to today. Just before I get this out, before I kind of go to further, literally cannot fault this album. I can't fault this record. It's just very different. It's just a very different release. The music production was on point. There was not a single thing that seemed like it was too loud or too quiet. When it gave me a fright at the start, it was because it was mastered so well. There was dynamic range in there whilst having that sort of loudness sorted. The production, the instrumentation, even when he was deliberately trying to get the notes off the 1.5 beats, you know, it worked. His technique as a vocalist, as a musician, as a performer is some of the best I've heard. He's an enigma. I don't know what you have to be able to sort of like how you would approach completely understanding Quadroon as a storyteller. You can get little bits of it, and he like kind of makes it sort of easy for you sometimes, like with messing with Cupid and stuff like that. And other times with like Baby I Dig You and Is This FKJ and then Hendrix and Waiting, especially, I think he deliberately keeps it mysterious so as to not sort of like confuse anything or he doesn't want to sort of give it to you. He wants you to work for it. This release is a testament to sort of Quadroon trying to give you a few riddles amongst the beauty of his music about who he is and what he's thinking about. And maybe it showcases how he processes his own thoughts, how he handles his own philosophies. Maybe this is just who Quadroon is. Maybe this is what his life is, and he's letting us in and kind of giving us a heads up that it can be a little bit confusing, but that he's actually really intelligent, because I can tell that Quadroon is incredibly intelligent. He's not saying this stuff just to appear or pretend that he's an intellectual. He is. The wordplay is spot on. There's not a single thing wrong with this. It's one of the best albums I've heard in 2020, and like it's top 10. And I've really got nothing more to say about it. I don't think I am, especially on a first listen, I don't think I on a first listen can give this the definition it deserves. I think that Quadroon is the only individual on this entire globe who truly knows the real talk about this. But I enjoyed listening to it nonetheless, and hopefully you did too. This was my review of Robe by Quadroon. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Please do check out his various social medias and his Spotify. Stay cool, stay safe. Please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. And I'll catch you next review. Spider hands out.